The year was 1948. The place was the Hyde Park neighborhood on the south side of Chicago, the location of the First Unitarian Church of Chicago. Now, in 1948, almost all houses of worship were segregated, either by law or by custom, or, as was the case at First Unitarian Church of Chicago, both. But Reverend Leslie Pennington had been listening to the signs of the time, had been listening to his own heart, and he thought that it was time to desegregate the Unitarian Church. And his friend and ally in that effort was James Luther Adams, the Unitarian ethicist, theologist who taught at Meadville Lombard, which at the time was just across the street. Well, it wasn't such an easy and obvious conclusion in 1948 as it might seem today, and discussion was heated and long. Some people said, well, you're making a creed out of desegregation. How can you force us to believe in something that we don't believe? We're Unitarians. Everyone is free to believe as they wish. Even if I believe that segregation is wrong, who am I to force that on someone else? Well, congregations do their best to listen. Congregations do their best to speak. And it's said that there's a reason that we're given 2 ears and only 1 mouth, that we might listen more than we speak. But at this particular board meeting of First Unitarian, the speaking had gone on for hours, back and forth, heated and exhausting, until in the wee small hours of the morning, James Luther Adams started to listen to his own heart, as well as the people around him, and he said, wait, let me ask a question. And he turned to one of the most strong objectors to the idea of desegregating the church. And with his ears and his heart opened, Adams asked, I'm wondering, and maybe this is the place where we should be starting, what is our church for? There was a pause as everyone in the room opened their ears and their hearts to hear the answer to that very relevant question. What is a Unitarian church for? The man was silent for a moment, listening perhaps to his own heart, perhaps to the silence in the room, perhaps to what it was he was about to say. And then he spoke. The purpose of the church is to get a hold of people like me and change them. First Unitarian Church of Chicago was successfully desegregated, became one of the first churches in our denomination to have an active, multicultural congregation where people of different races, different backgrounds, have been able across the years to truly listen, to truly hear with their hearts.